You know, we're just outside of that 90-day horizon for college football. Whatever's left of that once great game that Rico and his pig executives have ruined.
Have I made your life miserable?
You have. You've taken away what I love dearest.
Well, you know what? Just wait.
There's more. David Music.
You're right, Mike. I am not trying to rush away summer because it hasn't even gotten here yet.
Don't you dare.
But I do want to talk about some important games coming up this season. So we are just outside of 90 days, like you said, of week 0 for college football season, which in week 0, we got a decent matchup in Dublin. We got Florida State at Georgia Tech, I guess.
Yeah, great. Name a player.
Yep. So let's go with.
I still laugh because I know you, buddy. You're going to go on your vacay. You're going to crack open that Phil Steele magazine, which to me has to be totally worthless.
Oh, it's garbage. It's now a parody.
Because, this guy's going to be great for Georgia Tech, except for he now is on Stanford.
I will spend my entire month of August figuring out, wait, that guy plays there?
So I have a couple games here. One still depending on a date. They're still waiting for a date for that one. But just to talk about these first 3 here, we have LSU versus USC. That would be September 1st in Las Vegas.
The tickets for that game
Yes.
are through the roof already.
Really?
They were talking about that game in Baton Rouge last year when I went down there. The tickets for that are out of hand. You know the other one? Michigan versus Texas. Those tickets are through the roof.
Do you think Texas – I'm sorry, David. You think Texas people are going to try to take over the big house?
Yep.
Whoa. Burnt orange. In
Golf
the big
course.
house.
That golf course can accommodate several private planes. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get to that game. That is on the list here. Then you got Alabama traveling to Wisconsin September 14th. And then
Is that at Camp Randall or is that going to be –
It says at Camp Randall here.
Okay.
I don't think it's at Green Bay or anything
I thought
like
maybe
that.
it was going to be at Lambeau or something.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then Utah at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you missed me with that one.
I was about to say that. I mean, the USC game, I'm shocked because I guess the name USC means something, but I look at that team's awful, David. I mean, your defense was horrible. Yes, I know. I actually watched the USC spring game. You know what was the common theme? First 3 possessions, 3 interceptions. So you could either say the defense was great or the quarterback situation's pretty bad. But, man, I guess if LSU should roll them, the Alabama-Wisconsin game, I guess it's a Bama get-right game. But, see, I would rather see Bama play Wisconsin when it's cold out. That would show me your utter dominance instead of, 90 degrees in Wisconsin. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Maybe this game here, this is a week 1 matchup. Maybe Clemson can show that they are back. Clemson versus Georgia, August 31st in Atlanta.
Yeah, believe it when I see it. Show me a quarterback, and I'll show you if I care. Klubnik has been a complete waste of time. Oh, but he's still a 5-star. Is he?
I was 1 year off on the death of Clemson, but I told you that team just wasn't any good anymore. And now you're seeing they're not going to be talking about the good old days, David. I think Georgia's going to go in there with a vengeance. It'll be great build-up, but when the game starts, I think, Clemson's not that great.
2 games in the new Big Ten in back-to-back weeks. By then, we should know what Michigan is and what they have at quarterback. But October 5th, Michigan travels to Washington. And then
What's Washington?
Hopefully we get answers
a
by
player.
then.
No. I can tell you. Remember when Michigan played Washington during COVID? You're going to go back to that Washington team. That team's not good.
Yes.
That team's going to be awful.
Right, they got gutted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to look great until you actually play the game, and Michigan's going to roll Washington.
Well, maybe this Big Ten matchup is better for you. October 12th, Penn State at USC.
No.
That quarterback situation at Penn State.
Put it this way, it's better than what's at USC. So, no. I mean, I see what you're trying to do, but with these teams, I don't think USC is going to be any good. I don't think UCLA is going to be any good. So it's actually fortunate if you're one of the big teams in like Ohio State, Michigan, or Penn State, and you get to play those teams. It's going to look great on paper. You're just going to wax those teams.
Well, maybe this one's better for you on October 12th. Ole Miss at LSU.
I'm in.
SEC football.
I'm in. I may try to go to that game. That one I'm in. That's got night game written all over it. Ole Miss is going to be really, really good.
Well, LSU can't play day games, right?
Well, they've basically told the TV networks, we will murder you.
Yeah.
You will put us at night. Always. Fans there don't want to play during the day. It's too damn hot.
I just like the fact that the field goes every 5 instead of every 10 yards.
Yes. I like that they don't destroy their tailgating scene because they actually run a business down there, unlike Michigan State. David?
You got to let that go.
I can't.
You got to let that go. My God.
Can't do it.
I'm going to get Beekman to call you just to give you a hug.
Man, to hell with that buffet attendant.
Here's a matchup late in the year that could end up being a rematch for the SEC title game, possibly. If Georgia at Ole Miss, November 9th.
Oh, my God, that's an awesome game, too.
Yeah.
That's an awesome game. But see, I don't want to go down this road. Here's what ruins some of this. His stupid expanded playoff and the repeat matchups we're going to get. I don't want to see it.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Because you're right, Mike. We may not see it in the SEC, but we'll see it maybe in the college football playoff.
Right. Can't wait for Michigan and OSU to play back-to-back weeks.
Wait, so you mean to tell me you didn't like the year when Alabama beat Georgia and then Georgia came back and beat Alabama for the title?
Not really.
That wasn't fun.
No.
Really?
Not for me.
Okay.
And then I'll finish it off with these two matchups that could decide maybe their conference. I don't know. We'll see. Ohio State at Oregon, October 12th. I mean, it's earlier in the year, but.
David, I do believe that the winner of that game has the leg up of winning the Big Ten. Those are the two best teams in the Big Ten. Ohio State has talent. They got too many quarterbacks in the room. They got to pick one and hope that the other don't leave and hit the portal. Oregon just, man, watching them, their speed is a whole different level.
Look, Dan Lanning has built an SEC program for the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They go 20 deep on the defensive line. They are major in the portal. They will take your best player. They have depth. And they don't play Pac-12 finesse football.
If Oregon is not in the Big Ten championship game, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed. It's going to be Oregon versus somebody. Maybe it's Ohio State, maybe it's Penn State, maybe it's Michigan. But Oregon, I would go ahead and write them in a marker. They're in the title game for the Big Ten.
And then another one, the last one here we'll talk about, which is going to have a massive impact in the SEC, is going to be Georgia at Texas, October 19th.
That'll be $1,000 a ticket. Seriously.
October 19th. Now that's one where, unfortunately, you may see that again in the playoffs. But it's early enough. But here's the beauty of it. That game's early enough that you're going to see both teams go out there to try to win.
That's where Michigan and Ohio State boners and their refusal to move their stupid little game, it could fix everything.
Now,
if Michigan and OSU played in October, I'd be ready to see it again in December. What I don't want to do is, hey, let's go back to back. What?
Well, that you're correct, Mike. See, here's where you're going to be right, because one of those years you're going to have both teams already a lock for the Big Ten championship game. So that final game, you know what you're going to see? The B teams out there. I don't want to get anybody hurt because we're going to play them again in the following week. David, were we going to talk about the Michigan-Texas game?
We don't have to. You all kind of mentioned how Texas is going to take over. So
no, I was asking, are they going to take over? Because, Michigan fans show up for their team. So will you sell your tickets to Texas fans for the money? Or do you just, like the one school that it's hard, like Ohio State, man, they don't sell their seats to nobody. I'll give them credit. It's a sea of red all the time, no matter who the opponent is. I wonder if Michigan will sell and you'll see burnt orange in the stands.
I don't think they will, because it's early enough where they still want to know what their team is.
It's a lot of
No, going Cat Williams on it. Unlike the last couple of years, A, you're not cheating, and B, you're playing a real non-conference schedule. Oh, you're going to know what your team is.
Oh, I'm saying before that, they will want to know so that they won't sell their tickets so they can go and see what they are.
When Texas people are offering you a ridiculous amount of money.
They roll in like J.R. Ewing in a three-piece suit.
offering you, hey, here's $1,000 for that ticket that cost you all of about $75.
Here, man, fix your teeth. Here's $1,000.
On that note, that is your college football blitz.